Hello, this is Robin Sampson McCarthy with BibleJournalClasses.com. This month we're studying a Hebraic perspective on Bible women. Inside the class is a free template to help you make a biographical infographic. To download, just log into the class and go to Biography Infographic. And you'll see, here's a sample of the image, the several different download templates. For this video, we're going to use the Photoshop layered template, but you could also use the Canva, the Ping, or the PDF. The PDF is for those who are not using digital, that are printing it out and filling it out by hand. But we're going to use the Photoshop layered template. So I have that open in Photoshop, and we're going to go to Rebecca, a prophetic promise lesson, and each Bible woman lesson has a brief overview and then bullet points about the Bible woman before we get into her story. So we're going to copy and paste some of the text from there into the infographic. I'm going to copy the subtitle and place it in the subtitle box. Now here you can decide what type of text that you want to use. Let me use this way so you can see it better. If you choose the layer and then choose the text box, the character box, let me pull it over here, and highlight this, you can actually scroll through your text and see which one you would like to use. And I like that one, so we're going to make it a little bit bigger. And you're not married to this. You can change it at any time. Then I'm going to go to my kit and get the woman's name, which is Rebecca. It's in a floral sticker. You can put a slight drop shadow on that, and the way you do that is go to the little FX, drop shadow. I like to make mine kind of dark brown, and the distance 10 and the size 7. Maybe the distance should be about a 7 and the size about a 4. You can play around that and get something that you like. Now this circle, you see it on your layer. Choose the circle and then go get the image, woman's image, which is Rebecca. And place the image directly over the circle. Now you're going to want to make sure that it's directly over the circle in the layers palette. Then you're going to resize and make sure that the image is bigger than the circle, because you're going to clip this. It's called a clipping mask. So right click and choose Create Clipping Mask. And now you have your circle, and now you can adjust the image. So how's that? Pretty neat. Okay, now let's go get the biography, the brief biography about Rebecca from the class, or you could write your own. If you write your own, you're going to remember it a lot longer. And now I'm going to find I think I'm just going to use Noteworthy and a 14 font. Now, this happens to fit really well, but there's going to be some text on here that's not going to fit, and I'm going to show you what to do when it doesn't fit. Now, as long as it fits well, I'm going to turn off on the paragraph. I'm going to turn off the hyphenation because I don't care for hyphenation in small text blocks like this. Okay, now we're going to go back and I like to get the Bible reference, the when, and the where. And let's do the name meaning too, because I think we're going to have enough room. We'll find out real quick to put it all in this one area. I'm going to change that to about a 9. And we can edit it. Good. Okay, so this is a bullet list. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this to noteworthy. And I'm going to add bullets. Now there's bullets down here you could use. You could copy that, and copy as Command C and paste as Command V, and drag it over here. But I'm going to show you how to do it another way. Just go to the beginning of your bullet and use the letter L, because you want a bullet that's a circle, and then change that text to Wingding. And now you have your first bullet, and you can copy and paste it. And because it's a bullet list, you want a little bit more space in between the sentences. And space in between the sentences is called leading. So we're going to go over here to the character panel and choose more leading. It's on automatic now, and it's a 9-point font, so we're going to go with 12-point leading, and you could even go with 16-point leading, and that works really well. So you have quite a bit of information about Rebecca in this place here. Now this bullet doesn't line up, so I'm going to move it to line up with this one. You could use this little line here if you want to see if it lines up. So now the relationships, we'll go back to relationships. Her husband Isaac, her sons Jacob and Esau, and brother Laban. And I'm going to go to this text box and again change the font to noteworthy. And now we'll fix this bullet list instead of a sentence. Brother Laban, and now we have too many bullets. So we go to our layers panel and find the bullets. Right click on the bullets and you'll see it'll light up. Select that one and then delete that bullet. Unless you wanted to add another relationship. The Jesus connection is in the story, in the lessons part of the story, lessons from Rebecca's story. So go down. Here in the New Testament, the Gospel of Matthew traces Jesus' genealogy, back to Abraham, highlighting that his descent from Isaac and Jacob. This makes Rebecca an ancestor of Jesus. A lot of people don't know that. So that's an interesting thing to add. And I'm going to go back to noteworthy. Now, I'm so glad that this ran over, because I'm going to explain to you how to fix this text after I get rid of this line there. Okay. So it doesn't go over by much, but there's several different ways. Go to your character box, and you can either adjust the leading and make it 12. It's a little squished. Or you can leave that on auto, or you could adjust the space in between the words and make it -25, and that does it. So let's use that. So you can play with all these different settings to get a different look. Another thing you can do if you wanted to highlight something, Rebecca is an ancestor of Jesus. You could bold it here, but some fonts don't have a bold. So if your font doesn't have a bold, you can also bold it here. It's kind of a fake bold. Or make it all caps here. So just to know, you can play around with your character and find some other stuff. And the quote or verse, we already use a verse in the word art, but there's another verse that I saw in here about her sons. And the Lord said to her, 2 nations are in your womb. And I wanted to use that on my biography. Again, I'm going to change to noteworthy. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so we can have the reference in there. Now let's get her character traits. Hospitable, decisive, nurturing, and strategic. Not all of her strategy was good, but you're going to find out more about that in the lesson. Hospitable, decisive, nurturing, and strategic. And I suggest that you do the bio after you've read through the lesson. It'll make a whole lot more sense to you then. So now let's look at this finished lesson for Rebecca. And now we're going to save it as a ping. And I have it ready to go into my treasure journal page. And I'll show you more on that in another lesson. So this is how you use the Photoshop template. Bye-bye for now.